Hi, thank you everyone for being here, and thanks SVG for having us. Like he says, I'm David Jorba. I'm from these guys. I'm gonna do a quick intro before Alessandro talks about the case study. I think we need the clicker someplace.
I think so.
Here, 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. These guys, it's a company that's a platform for content creators. We have about 500 plus stages and studios around the globe across film, broadcast, and live events. So we deal with LED all the time and playing image and content on LED. I'm gonna just show you some examples, just good videos to watch about how we see sports storytelling moving into more of immersion, and immersing the audience into the content. And that will go very well with Alessandro's presentation. So first example is from ESPN. This is an LED wall with a floor in a physical studio. So the point here is to bring the audience, depending on the content you want to make them be part of the graphics, of the immersion. You can turn around the camera, you're in a physical studio, but you have the option to go in and go deeper into the content. We just finished another studio like this with them for NFL. The next two examples are more about XR LED. One is Eurosports. You've probably seen this many times. They've been doing this for the last 3 years, and they do a ton of storytelling. And I think the point here is the presenters are part of the storytelling. They're immersed also in the content, in the cube, and then the audience gets immersed too. So the way of telling stories, when you work this way, where you can see the content, you can get involved around the content. It's really definitely very interesting for the audience. And next example is pretty recent from TV Globo during the Olympics, and they also use an LED XR set to take the audience to the streets of Paris, to go through different sports, tell the story about all the different the venues, the sports, what was happening during the Olympics. Also, very good example. The next videos, I just want to show you 3 quick videos on how that is translating into the venues, and I think that's the key. Some of these venues are becoming the actual studio, and that's really interesting. It's something you can do with LED and with single platforms like these guys, for example. So this one you've probably seen before. It's maybe I have to do this for a second. 1 sec. Because, yeah. It's the NBA All-Stars game where the floor of the court was LED, and it was used to show player tracking, used to show different graphics. That made the audience in the event be part of the content and live the content live, and then also people at home got an extra additional immersion on the content. This next one, it's my favorite, I would say. The graphics here are from Ross. We just talked about it with them. But this is the Sphere in Las Vegas, 250 million pixels, run as a single video canvas. And you can run on Real Engine graphics, you can run Ross graphics as a video input. And I think this is a great example of a broadcaster using one of these new facilities where everything around is LED, super immersive, and you can do, the studio becomes the venue, and the venue is the studio. Really interesting, thinking on the future, how you can work with both studios and venues to have a single experience for the audience. And the last one is the LA Clippers, the Clippers in Los Angeles, the new venue. Also a really interesting implementation where we're using Unreal Engine graphics with data, real-time data visualization controlled by Porta, our controller, to play all of the graphics. But not only this, it's about graphics, activations, experience, interaction in the venue. And that gives if you are in the venue, you have a perspective that it's super clear from whatever you're looking, and all positions have a great view of the graphics and of everything that is happening. And also at home, you get additional content shown. So just as an intro, then Alessandro is going to talk about our case study, which is from Video Progetti, MVP, and DAZN. So.
Thank you, David, and thank you for having given me the occasion to be here today with this fantastic audience of professionals involved in sport production. I'm Alessandro Capitani. I'm working for Video Progetti, which is one of the main system integrators in Italy. And our conversation is about the MVP Innovation Hub. So we are living in a very special time. So technology is ramping up at an unprecedented pace and evolving quickly. So even deployment that we have made in the last 3-4 years are now taken for granted from the audience. They need and require more and more new ways of engaging and presenting content on screen. In this context, plays an important role, in my opinion, system integrators, because we are the connection between the manufacturers, broadcast manufacturers, and software developers, and the actual end user, that could be broadcasters or content production companies. And we, as Video Progetti, we have a lot of experience on this field, so we feel very well placed in this, on this aspect. MVP is one of our main customers in Italy. They have a vast portfolio of clients, like Rai, Sky, Mediaset, and the like, but also they have participated to major events, recently the Paris Olympics and the European Soccer Championship, but also they manage during the year the Serie A Lega, which is the premier league in Italy for soccer. You see also in the list other services that they are offering. The core is about Innovation Hub. Innovation Hub is the flagship part of MVP's production center, is where the new technologies are put in production, tested and provided to an end user. Of course, we are talking about, very critical services with a very strict SLA that, of course, our type of production demand. And a couple of examples of recent achievement on this aspect have been the first remote production that has been deployed in Italy in 2022, so allowed the management of signals from stadiums, up to 7 cameras, straight to Cologno Production Center, which is the main MVP's production center in Milan. Everything managed in ST2110, from the region to destination and inside the production center, and 2 tier 1 galleries were available to manage the actual soccer event in Cologno. Of course, the economy of scale of such production environment is quite evident. There were substantial savings thanks to this solution, and has proven that this technology was correct and achievable and reliable for this type of production especially. This service was made for Lega B in Italy and Sky Italia. The latest addition, which is a further step into the remote production, was made last year for Lega Pro, and was a complete cloud-based solution with 5G collection of signals on stadiums, upload on cloud with Grass Valley IMPP technology, and complete management. You see the gallery on the left of the entire process in a software-based, let's say, gallery managed by a single operator in Cologno with 15 galleries working concurrently. With this solution, MVP was able to manage 1,100 soccer events in 1 year, so roughly 30 events per week. A very successful project, and a demonstration that this also is a viable technology, especially lowers the bar of the cost access. So for many sports that in the past having a media coverage was not easy, now it's a possible scenario that we can follow. Sorry. So we have now a big customer, which is DAZN. We are very happy to say that MVP has now this platform as part of the clients to service, and they ask not just to have a part of the production center dedicated to the new activities, but also they requested a new studio, a new way of managing content in the studio. that requested a virtual environment with the possibility to expand the size of the studio well beyond this physical side of the studio itself. So-called set extension. The possibility to alternate different scenes quickly for narrative purposes or because we need to serve different production during the day, for instance. The possibility to have automated lighting control as part of this. The ability to teleport remote guests to be part of the show interact with the local talent. The ability to have an augmented reality environment with 3D objects, scorecards and the like to be part of the same show. The possibility to empower the presenter and change the flow of the show from the show itself. So, and having all this complexity in the hands of a normal broadcast engineer, because we need to face it. It's a complex environment, so we need to have some facilitation. So this is what we have achieved. We have now a studio in Milan, which is the Zona Italia XR studio. All the features that I mentioned are now enabled as are part of the features that we can manage with the studio. One important part is this guy's Porta. This Porta is a tool, is a multi-user workflow manager that is exactly what is required in a live environment, in my opinion, when virtual production is concerned. There was an advertisement from Pirelli a few years ago, the tire company, that said, power is nothing without control. Disguise is the power, and Porta is the control. I think this is a perfect paradigm to express this aspect. This is the actual studio with the curved backdrop and the floor and the gallery on the left. And this is the actual recipe of the studio. So what has been, of course, deployed. We used to choose best of breed technologies available. So we have Unilumin LED volume with, you see also the size of the back and the floor. We use Brompton processors. We use these guys, of course, for the media server and render engine. And use Zai scenario for the camera tracking. As you know, we need to render the virtual scene and the augmented reality according to the parallax of the camera. So we need to have a real-time tracking of the camera, and also use Grass Valley cameras for this purpose, because Grass Valley cameras has specific features that are designed for virtual production, like a sophisticated sync management of the signal, and the optical moire filter, which is also an interesting feature. Before concluding my speech, I would like to show you this diagram that I've put together to show how the workflow works completely. On the left, you have the pre-production, which is especially interesting because it's where you design the set. And the interesting thing is that thanks to this guide designer, you can design this set not on the studio, but on a desk with a normal laptop. Because this guide designer is also free, so it's an additional thing. So the center of the schema is actually the actual process in the studio, and this guy is the orchestrator of the full thing. And on the bottom, you see also a circles where I put all the roles and professionals that are required for the process. Some are standard, standard broadcast engineers you are accustomed to, but others are more specific to the virtual production, like the Unreal artist or the VP, virtual production supervisor. Okay, that's it. So the Innovation Hub at MVP is a place where we nurture and grow new ideas and new technologies. I would like to thank you here, Ivan Pintabona, which is MVP's CTO, and is the man, the soul and the mind behind the concept of the Innovation Hub, and also the Zone Italia management for having allowed us to speak about their case study specifically. I think it's all. Back to you, David, for the conclusion.
Nothing. Thank you. We are outside if you want to talk, and thank you.